Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. This video is going to be a mishmash of some updates before we get to the main story, which is what does the United States really think of Harry and Meghan? So let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's go. First thing is, if you remember when I did the video on the Ellen show, I pointed out that the shirt Meghan was wearing that cost almost $1,800 reminded me of Ricky Ricardo. Well, here you go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, moving on. Also from that interview, do you remember that she claimed that the doors didn't work on her car and her sister Samantha came out and said that was untrue? Well, now her dad is saying the exact same thing, that the doors worked on that car until the day she got rid of it. Thomas pointed out it was a good running vehicle and he doesn't remember any time she had to crawl out of the back. I believe him. Just another lie exposed. Okay, on to our next story. This picture came out of Harry and Meghan going to the Intrepid Award. Allegedly, it's being reported they had an 8-man security team and they had to rent a fleet of cars, including a Range Rover, a Cadillac Escalade, the Mercedes Airstream RV, so that the royals and the film crew could all get in together. Yes, that is a Mercedes RV. So I'm wondering what their carbon footprint was for that trip. This next article or bit of information is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with their PR team working every angle. Remember, Prince Harry had to rush home 24 hours after his grandfather's funeral because he had to comfort Meghan because her uncle died? Well, an article just came out from the aunt. They have not heard one word from Meghan since the uncle died. She did not attend the funeral. She did not even offer words of condolences. They have not heard from her. Get my point now? This next story we kind of covered in a previous video. Do you guys remember I told you that Harry and Meghan were very upset when they found out that William and Kate were coming to the United States due to the Earthshot Prize next year? They had their office reach out to William and Kate's office to offer help. William and Catherine have not accepted. They're not going to accept. Harry and Meghan are completely cut off from the family and all communications, and I think they're trying to hitch their cart and make sure they're still associated with the royal family. I doubt these two couples are even going to meet during this event. All right, moving on. Moving on to our next story. It's being alleged that Queen Elizabeth's great-grandchildren were going to be baptized over the weekend. Two great-grandsons. You have August Brooksbank and grandson Lucas. They're going to be baptized at the Royal Chapel of All Saints in England. I believe that's where one of the grandchildren was married not too long ago. I personally think this is a fabulous thing to reaffirm family for the Queen. Everybody got together for the christening. Princess Eugenie was there with her husband Jack Brooksbanks, and Zara Tyndall showed up. She was driving herself in for the joint christening of their children. Peter Phillips was seen driving himself in. Prince Harry's ex-girlfriend Cressida Bonus was there with her new husband Harry Wentworth Stanley, and Jack Brooksbanks' family was seen entering for the services as well. The ceremony took place at the private church, which is part of the Royal Lodge House. I have absolutely no doubt that Andrew and Fergie were there, even though you didn't see them entering. It looked like it was going to be a great day until the reports started coming out that the Queen was not going to be able to make it to the christening because her back was hurting her again. These are the kind of stories that really start to concern me because after all, the Queen was apparently only 3 miles down the road and apparently was in such pain that it didn't look like she was going to be able to make it. It's very disconcerting when you hear these kinds of stories. But as it turned out, those stories were incorrect. The Queen did make it to the christening. She was driven there 3 miles down the road. She looked absolutely gorgeous. She was again wearing one of her vibrant colors, lime green, as she was driven over to the ceremony. I hope the family puts out lots of pictures, and I hope the Queen is in every single one of them. Montecito is probably going to be upset because, after all, they wanted a great big baptism for their daughter, but seeing as how they walked away, that was being denied. Oh, well. Moving on to our main story. We all know about the Ellen Show. We all know that her appearance there was not well received. She made a fool of herself. It shows that she has really bad acting skills. It also shows how she can tell the same story literally word for word. Well, now her own father is saying she should be stripped of the royal titles, and we agree. But here's the next thing that happened because of that Ellen Show appearance. So there was some discussion on the news, and an American podcaster whose wife was a royal lover of Meghan Markle were interviewed about what's happening in the United States. Listen to this.
What did you make of this interview?
Well, I was really excited at first because I thought it was like some kind of convention to discuss allegations of workplace bullying, which I believe they're both experts in. And I was disappointed to find it was just family fluff. The thing that was really interesting is I think you've got two careers on the wane meeting.
Then the main question came out. What does the United States think of Harry and Meghan at this point? This was the answer. Love it.
What's the American attitude towards Meghan? Do they love her? Is it majority think she's amazing?
They did. They did. The telling thing isn't so much the interview yesterday, it's the fact that they were not invited to Obama's 60th in August. That was the big turning point. And every time you meet a head of state, you go and do a tell-all interview on Oprah about them, i.e. the Queen. The actual real power families, couples, players in this town and actually in this nation now are very much arm's length with them because you literally cannot trust them to not divulge information. If you will do that to your family, they just know that all bets are off. So they have shot themselves in the foot massively. And I think what yesterday was such a kind of desperate attempt. I don't know how it played to you in the UK, but the scales are beginning to fall in the US, where they're seeing this desperate attempt to appear relatable. I'm just one of the gang. Oh, look at me. I used to come here for auditions. I'm just like one of the people. That shtick is now not landing as effectively. I use my wife as a barometer. And even she yesterday is like, man, is this rehearsed? Is this staged? Even, she's seeing through it. And she was like a super fan.
It's Fin Update time. I wanted to show you guys with the training that he's received so far, what happens when we go to take him for a walk. So I took a video. Watch this. Once he's leashed, this is what happens. Woo! Okay, we get to the door. Sit down. Sit. He sits down. Open the door. And he just sits there. He will not come out till I say the magic word. Free! All right, lots of information in this video. I want your comments. What do you think about Meghan's PR team making out that she was devastated by the death of her uncle, but then Meghan not even giving condolences to the aunt? What do you think about them wanting to join with William and Catherine for the Earthshot Prize when they come to the United States? Personally, I think that would be a huge mistake. What do you guys think about Thomas Markle confirming what Samantha Markle said, that the car that Meghan was driving actually had working locks? I totally believe both of them. Finally, do you agree that the United States is not as in love with them as they used to be? The story about Obama totally makes sense now. You guys know what to do. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future uploads. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me. Don't forget to leave those comments below. And if you donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.